Hey everyone, this is Mike with PricePlow.com. Today I'm going to review ErgoShred, which is the latest fat burner from ErgoGenix, thermogenic intensifier. This review is going to get a little bit long. I'm going to talk about the ingredients and gory details at the end. So let's start off by just having me give you a little bit of rundown on my overall opinions on the product. Then I'll talk to you about the dosage I've been using, the results I've been getting, and finally we'll get into the ingredients. So anything that's mentioned here is pretty much discussed on ErgoShred.com, and on the side you'll see the PricePlow.com price comparisons. So then if you want to get ErgoShred, you can save money by using PricePlow.com to get the best deals on ErgoShred. I absolutely love this product for a few main reasons. First off, it works. I'm having incredible results with it. I started using it at about 189 pounds. I'm 6 feet tall. It was around 14-15% body fat. I just got back from vacation. Wasn't exactly doing too great. ErgoShred is definitely working for me. I am actually in my winter bulk. I'm eating very clean, bulking very clean. And for me, I'm now at 193, 194 pounds, but I'm down to 12% body fat. You gotta realize it's not all about how much you weigh. I hate the term weight loss. I prefer to really focus on overall health and body fat reduction. And so moving my body fat back down to where it belongs is much more important to me than any number on a scale. Of course, they're both good to watch. And the thing is that with ErgoShred, I am dropping body fat, but I'm not eating my muscles away. So things are going really well for me in the gym. And, a lot of it is due to the clean diet. The second reason that I like ErgoShred is that it puts me in an incredible mood. There's a couple ingredients that we'll discuss later that just give you a burst of motivation, a couple focus factors, and it really is a feel-good supplement. And so we'll talk about why that's happening, but basically I am using this as a pre-workout supplement right now. I take a few, and within about 10 minutes you start to feel one of the ingredients kicking in, and that's kind of your kick in the butt to get your butt over into the gym. And so use that to your advantage. The focus and mood burst is absolutely incredible. Third, and probably my favorite reason on why I like ErgoShred, beyond the results and how it makes you feel, is that it's super versatile. Every capsule contains 50 milligrams of caffeine. ErgoGenix tells you that on the label of ErgoShred here, that you have 2 capsules in a serving, and each serving has 100 milligrams of caffeine. So we have 50 per capsule. So long gone are the days where you're taking a product that you don't know what's in it at all, and it turns out there's like 300 milligrams of caffeine. You feel all anxious and jittery and sick to yourself. If you have a very low stimulant tolerance, or you're new to stimulants, you can start very light with ErgoShred and dose it as you need. And then you could always move up. The official suggested use is to take 2 to 4 capsules 1 to 2 times a day, but start with the minimum dosage. So start with about 2 capsules, and then you can work your way up, but don't exceed 6 capsules per day. So essentially don't exceed 300 milligrams of caffeine per day, which is about where the safety standards are for a person of my size or so, 190-pound male. And so the way I'm using ErgoShred is first thing in the morning I'm taking 2. Now that's just 2 capsules, which is 1 serving. That's just 100 milligrams of caffeine. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but the fact is that is getting me perfectly into the zone and ready to do work. And I know my stimulants. I know that 100 milligrams of caffeine doesn't always do a whole lot for me. 2 ErgoShreds does, and that's because of some of the extra stuff in here. There's clearly more going on than just a little bit of caffeine. Caffeine just kind of gets the engine started. It's the other stuff that takes over from there. But then 8 hours later or so is when I like to get my workout going. And so at that point, I take 2 or 3 more as a pre-workout supplement. Right after that, I'm going to start feeling the kick again. That, like I said, is my time to get into the gym. And then at that point, I've taken about 4 or 5 capsules in a day. Now here's the coolest thing about ErgoShred. let's say it's I get back and I want to get back to work. I own my own business, so I'm always working pretty much. And it's 7 o'clock. What I could do is just take one more capsule if I want to later on in the day, and I'll get back into the zone just a little bit, and I'll be able to fall back asleep within 4 hours and get to bed at a reasonable hour, and it works out perfectly. So just like that 50 milligrams of caffeine is kind of like a diet soda or something. Nothing too strong, but just enough to take the edge off at the end of a day, and then still make it to bed 4 hours later. So that's how I've been using it, but it works incredibly well in the morning and then as a pre-workout supplement. For those of you guys who need to have extra pump ingredients with your pre-workout, you should not mix any stimulant-based product with any other stimulant-based product. So some options to mix it with would be like Yoked from USP Labs, NO3 Chrome from Cellucor, or Hemavol, which you can drink and get incredible pumps alongside with the energy boost you get from ErgoShred. So overall, I am giving ErgoShred a 9.5 out of 10, and it's really because it's working great for me, but I can do whatever I want with this stuff. It's very versatile, and there's no reason why you should not like it. Every ingredient's research backed, and I'm about to get talking about that right now. So overall, 9.5. Absolutely love this. I think James Klein with ErgoGenix, he's the CEO. He did an incredible job researching these ingredients and formulating stuff that works and gives you an extra little boost without causing any side effects, because you can dose it exactly as you need. So before I get into the ingredients, let's open this up and just show you. These are some cool little pills here. And they are very small, so each one, like I said, this right here is 100 milligrams of caffeine. This bottle here has 180 capsules. So this can last you a very long time, especially if you're stimulant sensitive and you don't need a whole lot. Then that's fine. Otherwise, if you're taking a max of 6 per day, this is a month supply. And as with any other, stimulant-based product, you should use it for a maximum of 8 weeks on, and then go off of all stimulants for 4 weeks. That's a great time to test, how your diet's doing. Make sure you're still able to maintain your weight and body fat levels while you're off the product. And if you're, gaining weight or gaining body fat, then your diet is not yet in check, and you're kind of relying on the ErgoShred a little bit too much. So it's time to tweak that. After 4 weeks, you can go back on. Now let's get into the ErgoShred ingredients. You can bug out anytime you want. ErgoShred.com/ingredients has all this stuff, and then tons of information. All the studies are linked there. This is a super well formulated and responsibly formulated product, so I have no problem talking about all this stuff. So each serving of ErgoShred is a proprietary blend of 640 milligrams of the following ingredients. The first thing is propionyl L-carnitine. That is the main ingredient here. It is also known as PL-CAR. And so basically, over the last 20 years or so, scientists found that the amino acid L-carnitine looked like it would be, it is very involved with your body's metabolism. And so it was suggested that, that supplementing L-carnitine would induce fat loss, induce lipolysis, which is, the freeing of your fatty acids and burning of your fats, basically. And it would, but the fact was, it started being put into products, and not a whole lot of results were received from L-carnitine itself. The reason is that your body has what's known as a carnitine pool, and there's different versions of L-carnitine that get created when you take L-carnitine. One of them is acetyl L-carnitine, which is Alcar, also known as that. That's great for the brain. But the thing that has really been shown by the latest studies to be working for fat loss is propionyl L-carnitine, PL-CAR. So James Klein over at ErgoGenix was smart, and he said, why bother with L-carnitine when you can cut to the chase and take PL-CAR instead and boost your metabolism directly? Because only about 1 or 2% of the L-carnitine was being converted to the propionyl L-carnitine, which is in here, and that's the stuff that works for fat loss. Absolutely love it. The next ingredient, and we know that there's more than 100 milligrams of this because it's still before caffeine on the list. This is quercetin. Quercetin is a compound that is naturally extracted from berries and apples, onions, and wine. You may have seen it on certain energy drinks, and it's been known to be an antioxidant. It does a ton of things. It's an antioxidant and an endurance enhancer. You're going to get a VO2 max burst when you're an endurance athlete with this stuff. When I'm preparing for a race, I use it. But quercetin and ErgoShred is put in there because there is another study found that it also induces lipolysis. It increases your ability to break down body fat. It's a lesser known usage of quercetin, but that's why it's in ErgoShred, because no one else is doing it and it works. ErgoShred.com/ingredients/quercetin has the studies that are on that. The next ingredient, now this is the one ingredient that really doesn't have a whole lot to do with fat loss, but it is known as PEA, or beta-phenylethylamine hydrochloride. And PEA, if you've ever seen some of the news articles about how chocolate puts you in a good mood, dark chocolate especially, gives you that burst of extra dopamine in your brain, it's really the PEA that's in the chocolate that is doing that. And basically, it's used as a dopamine booster in your brain. It works for a very short amount of time before your brain kind of breaks it down, and it puts you in a great mood for just a little bit because that induced amount of dopamine that you get. So this is what you feel pretty much immediately. Not immediately, but within about 10 minutes of taking it, you're going to feel the PEA kick in. That's your time to say, okay, I got to get up and go to the gym. You should be on your way to the gym already when you're feeling this kick in. You're going to start just light up a little bit, and you're going to feel a little bit better. And it's all the PEA. I couldn't find any studies that had anything to do with fat loss on this, but this is more of the feel-good motivation part. You will get waves of motivation from this. It will go away quickly, and I must note that if you're on any prescription drugs, you definitely need to speak to your doctor first before using this. Any prescription drugs that alter brain activity, like antidepressants, most likely should not be mixed with PEA because it might be way too overwhelming. It might last too long. So it shouldn't be used with any MAO inhibitors or anything like that. So talk to your doctor if you are on prescription drugs, especially antidepressants. The next ingredient is caffeine, 100 milligrams in the 2 capsules. Now, the one thing that the studies that really show are that caffeine is a fat-burning agent. I mean, everything shows that it increases focus, it increases fat burning, and it does increase your endurance and athletic performance. I use it before races. It works. But the research is showing that too much caffeine really doesn't do a whole lot more than just a little bit of caffeine. All it does is add side effects and jitters and anxiousness. And so we have some studies on ErgoShred.com showing this. However, a little bit of caffeine, such as 100 milligrams or 200 milligrams, is far better than having no caffeine at all. The idea is that caffeine starts the turnover process. It's a stimulant. It makes things go faster in your body, and it works synergistically with all these other ingredients to get them working faster in your body. But the fact is, you don't need a ton of caffeine to get that going. It's kind of just the engine starter. And so that's 100 milligrams. Now the next ingredient that's in ErgoShred is kind of the secret stimulant. This is what ErgoGenix puts in a lot of their products, and is known as NMT, or N-methyltyramine. So this is a derivative of the amino acid L-tyramine, and it's a very mild stimulant that just gives you that extra boost. This is the one thing that I had never taken before using ErgoShred, and I could tell there's something extra going on in here. It's from the NMT. Basically, the way it makes you feel is, let's say that 150 milligrams of caffeine puts you at a level 7. 150 milligrams of caffeine, or 3 capsules of this, plus the NMT, will kick you up to a level 8. It's just that little extra bit. If you take NMT alone, you might not feel much, but if you take it with caffeine, you're going to feel just that one extra level up. What it is a very mild norepinephrine booster that works in your brain, and it kind of creates a simulated fight or flight kind of response in your brain, but very, very, very much weaker than something like adrenaline or epinephrine. It's like 1/40th the strength of that. So it's going to give your body a little bit of a fight or flight response, get you excited a little bit. You're going to feel that just a touch, but the idea behind the fight or flight response is that it mobilizes body fat. When your body is meant to store fat, it stores it for emergency situations, such as when your body has been starving, from hundreds of thousands of years of humans not always having access to food. We have systems in place that allow us to activate and mobilize fat when we last need them. And one of them is in a fight or flight response. Anyway, the NMT kind of stimulates that a little bit and mobilizes that fat. And at this point, because you're all motivated from your PEA, that fat should be mobilized in the gym, not in a true fight or flight situation. Anyway, this stuff makes you feel good. Next ingredient here is the Caffeine Max, and this is where we're going to get into a few of the natural extracts. So over the years, everyone's always known that hot pepper extract causes like a thermogenic heat-releasing reaction in your body. You get hot when you eat hot peppers. Well, it was determined that the chemical that's in hot peppers is capsaicin, and this has been shown to be a thermogenic compound that puts out body heat and causes you to burn more fat. So, all right, that's great. Everyone, let's go throw it into a bunch of fat burners. And that's kind of what happened in the late 90s, or early 2000s and everything. Here's the problem. Just throwing red pepper extract is going to give you all sorts of heartburn, hot pepper burps, and then on the way out, it's not going to be fun either. There's all sorts of side effects from having just red hot pepper extract or capsaicin right in your product. So Caffeine Max is a trade name. This is a actual product that ErgoGenix spent the extra $1 to go and use the good stuff. And Caffeine Max is the good stuff because what they do is encapsulate the red hot pepper extract. They encapsulate that capsaicin so that it does not get digested too quickly in your system, and it gets used kind of at the last moment and put into your bloodstream to do all of its thermogenic activities. And so that covering on the capsaicin is what makes Caffeine Max have no side effects. And so I've never felt a hot burp or had an awkward stool from this. It is I don't notice it at all, except for the heat that's released along with everything else in the ErgoShred. So that's Caffeine Max. The next thing is Zingarone. And so Zingarone is prepared from ginger. As you probably know, there's like thousands and thousands of studies and benefits on all the studies of ginger. That's great. Some of them have to do with fat loss and lipolysis. And the ingredient that was discovered in ginger to cause fat loss is known as 6-gingerol. That is the ingredient that is able to use a couple different metabolic pathways to help you burn fat. All these different ingredients are mostly using different methods of burning fat. I think that's why it's working so good for me. Anyway, Zingarone is a cooked version of the 6-gingerol. Another study then went and showed that if you actually cook the 6-gingerol, then it works even better. And so that is what's in here. Once again, ErgoShred.com/ingredients. You can find the links to these studies there. The last natural extract that's in here is an ingredient, another trade name similar to Caffeine Max. This one is called BioPerine. And BioPerine is a brand of black pepper extract. So black pepper extract also has some studies showing that it can help you burn fat and all, but the research shows that the exact compound is known as piperine. But a lot of the different fat burners out there just say black pepper extract. That means absolutely nothing to me after looking at this research, because I need to know how much piperine is in there. Well, the cool thing is that this product that ErgoShred once again went above and beyond and spent the extra $1 to put in is BioPerine, and the BioPerine uses up to 95% or more percent extract of the piperine from the black pepper extract. So end of the story, you're getting the stuff that you need and not the stuff that causes side effects, just like the Caffeine Max. And so overall, I appreciate you listening. We do have on ErgoShred.com the holiday giveaway. If you need one of these, you want to try one of these bottles, sign up and you can share and you can save. And if you just want to buy the product, you can save money by using the price comparisons. I appreciate your time with this long review. And ErgoShred.com and ErgoShred.com/ingredients has all of this that I've discussed and more. So thanks again. This is Mike with PricePlow.com.